Today, I'm coming to you on location, deep in the heart of the jungles of Peru, near the west coast of South America. And I think, self, why didn't you come here when you were in Brazil just a few weeks ago? Or was it a few days ago? I can't keep it straight. I was in Brazil. It's not that far to Peru, but then I went to Antarctica and other places, and now I'm back in South America. You can see the name of this thriving metropolis, Moquegua. I think that's how you pronounce it, not quite sure. I have to admit, I'm stretching for this one, but believe it or not, there is no city anywhere in the world with the name MOQ. I don't know why. If I had a city, I'd name it MOQ, but no one else did. So this is all we got. Sorry. Now, some teams in Geico use a mocking framework named MOQ. And whether they use this framework or not, it really is important to understand what a mocking framework is and how it works. So you're asking yourself, what then is a mocking framework? Well, let me tell you. A mocking framework is a library that makes it easy to create mocks. Any questions? Nope. Oh, one question? What is a mock? Yeah. All right, let me tell you about that. When you want to create a unit test in your application, you want to test just one method. That method may make calls to a web service or to another object, maybe even to a database, but you don't want to test those things. You just want to test the single method that your test is focused on. You want to keep it narrow. But methods do call those things. Methods work with additional resources. So how can you create unit tests for all of your methods when they're all doing this? One answer to that question is a mock. A mock is just a way to fake it out, to create a fake object that kind of sort of looks like the resource that they need, only it doesn't really do anything. It just returns hard-coded values when the methods are called and so forth. And since you decide what those hard-coded values are, it's easy for you to calculate what the function ought to return in terms of expected values. You decide what those hard-coded values are, you can determine the expected result from the function. So that's pretty straightforward. You could create your own fake objects, right? And that would work. But with a lot of unit testing, calling a lot of methods that use a lot of resources, you might find that it turns out to be a pretty darn big task to do so. And so that's where mock and other mocking frameworks come in. They allow you to specify the way a mock should look, the way this class should look that you're going to pass into the method so that it can use that instead of its resource. You specify what methods are going to be there, what those methods should return, and you can check whether those methods were called or not. So the mocking framework gives you a syntax for defining all of that. Different mocking frameworks use different syntaxes for allowing you to create mocks. Some of them are more intuitive than others. But mock is actually pretty straightforward. So you'll see examples of how this works in the coming presentations.